Last week we were at Monza in the suburbs of Milan for the Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. And this week we're on the outskirts of Atlanta, across the street from the now defunct Lanier Marshall Speedway, at the home of one of the world's premier endurance racing circuits and the home of Petit Le Mans. Of course, at Road Atlanta, I'm Paul Smith here with Randy Chenworth and Hugo Lewis, getting ready for the Formula Renault 2.0 series here on Racesport TV and iRacing Live.
Since 2010, the highest echelon of sim racing competition has focused on NASCAR and Grand Prix racing. 50 of the best drivers in the world doing battle for championship glory, each man for himself. And even though there may be teammates on track, each driver is in command of his own destiny. Until now. 2016 sees the start of a new era in World Championship competition, with team racing getting its chance in the spotlight. No longer can one driver rule supreme, but you must rely on those with whom you share a car, a setup, a strategy. Endurance racing can be very different to other forms of motorsports, with races in this series lasting either 3 or 6 hours. Teams of 2 or 3 drivers, perhaps on opposite sides of the world, will share seat time, each having to collectively work towards one common goal. Crash out, and it's not just you who you let down. Officially sanctioned by SRO, it will be teams of drivers who will go head to head, car to car, rival to rival, in the pursuit of a championship. And there's over $25,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Some of the world's biggest sim racing teams are represented. There's also a group of teams who haven't seen this stage before, who want to make their mark and say we can hang with the best. The team racing revolution is here. It's loud, it's exciting, and it lives on iRacing Live, starting April 23rd.
Welcome back to iRacing Live here with Racesport TV. There's Paul Smith, alongside me is Randy Chenworth with Hugo Lewis on the cameras, and we are getting ready for the iRacing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship here tonight at Road Atlanta in Georgia. Don't forget, tomorrow you've got the iRacing World Grand Prix Championship Series from Monza at 1:30, and next week we have the start of the Block Power GT and World Championship Series here on Racesport TV and iRacing Live. Certainly looking forward to that one. Randy, it should be a good series then.
Oh, it certainly will be. It's the start of team racing here on a pro level here in iRacing. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But for now, we can't focus on that. We got to focus going Formula Renault racing at what is it? It is one of the best GT racing circuits in the world, but we're going to be running Formula cars around here at Road Atlanta.
Absolutely. The last time I was around here was in a touring car, so Formula Renaults, it'll be interesting to see how these cars go. We've got it's a mixture of corners around this track as well. You've got the S's all through there with that sort of tight section with blind crests and that, and then you've got the tight corners before you head down the long back straightaway down into the chicane, and another blind crest over the top of the hill as you head back down to the start-finish line. So it's going to be difficult to set up the car for this one.
Oh, it certainly is. There's a lot of ways you can find a lap time here with the setup. You need downforce to go through those S's quickly, but you need that car trimmed out to get down the back straightaway. It's going to be interesting to see what certain people are doing to get the lap times, whether or not people are putting in, people might find pace with their laps with cramming a lot of aero on the car going down the S's. You might also see people just trimming the car out as much as they can for that long back straightaway, and they might be more racy in the race. It'll be interesting to see here, Paul.
Absolutely. Well, I hope they're racing in the race because, well, every week so far it's been Mr. Friday Night Prime Time, Martin van Loozenhoorn, who's been winning all this time. But we're currently in qualifying, and he is currently in 5th place, and I think he's finished his qualifying, so he's not going to be up at the front there. Jari Tynan is at the top at the Jarl Tynan is at the top of the qualifying with Ken Boltbassi. Finally showing a bit of pace, coming through to the front on the second place for the time being, but certainly quite close qualifying once again. You've got the first 15 are all within a second of each other.
Yeah, they certainly are. The only person who's really pulled out a huge gap is actually Jarl from Chem. It's about a 3.5 tenth or so advantage from first to second, but from there, second to third about a tenth, third to fourth about a tenth, fourth and fifth are within a tenth. Actually, fourth through about seventh are within a tenth. So yeah, it is very, very close here. But you know, it's gonna be interesting to see what Jarl's doing to get the laps out of that car that he's getting. That 17.1 compared to what everyone else is running, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic lap from him. We have got 23 drivers in this race tonight, and we've still got cars doing laps, although I do believe they've done their qualifying laps. So we'll go through the qualifying results, seeing as pretty much everyone has set their lap time. So Jarl Tynan is on pole position with Ken Boltbassi in second place, Gabe Mex in third with Jukka Savalainen in fourth place. Martin van Loozenhoorn, as I say, Mr. Friday Night Prime Time himself is in fifth place. Matt Perez in sixth place with Justin Brunner in seventh. Philip Leber in eighth with Justin Hopp in ninth. 10th place is Bruno Ducamo with Thomas Schmidt then in 11th. Pedro Moraes in 12th with Lionel Gamet in 13th. John Allett in 14th with Nick Thiessen in 15th. Mark Usher in 16th with Joel Guez in 17th. Paolo Acurso in 18th with Burkhard Moering in 19th. Vaslov in 20th with Jürgen Frank 21st with Fabio Ducamo, and Shinya Mishimi in the last place. So certainly going to be an interesting race. Martin van Loozenhoorn has been saying that he's on a different rig this time. He is, of course, in the UK at the moment with his Apex team down at Silverstone, so he'll be maybe hoping for a good solid result, I think, this week. Maybe not going for the outright win.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here with that. He's talking about that in the chat for the during the pre-race here. He's running on Alex's rig at Silverstone, and they're at Silverstone for the WEC opener this weekend. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Martin running on that foreign equipment, if that's gonna hold him back at all. His qualifying was a little lackluster from what we've seen. I think his worst starting position up till now is, I believe, second or third. So he's starting a little bit further back, but he's had some strong starts here every single week. Phillip Island and last week both come to mind as extraordinarily good starts for him.
Absolutely. So the drivers are getting ready to go onto the grid here. And, well, we've been saying, just on that point about being on a different rig, you get comfortable with how your rig is and how everything's set up, and maybe it's certainly showing for Martin tonight.
Yeah, that certainly could be the case. Possibly different pedals, different wheel, and even if the equipment is the same, the way Alex sets up all his drivers and such could be different. So even if they are the same in terms of hardware, the software and the way they actually run could be very different. So it's definitely going to be interesting to watch how it plays out here, Paul.
Yeah. So Jarl Tynan is on pole position with Matt Perez. Ken Boltbassi in second place on the grid. We're waiting for those guys to get onto the grid. Just a couple more ready to get onto the grid. This should be a good race. It's always good racing around this Road Atlanta circuit, as I say, here in Georgia, in the USA. And well, track temperature 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so the tyres will be nice and sticky, nice and hot once they get up to speed after that first lap. But certainly it's going to be an interesting race, Randy.
Yeah, most certainly is going to be, like you said, hot weather. That's going to allow the tires to get up to temp, but then again, that could also mean that the tires could get overheated, which you might see them losing grip from that.
But we're just waiting for one more driver, and then once we've got them on the grid, then we will be ready for 22 laps of this Road Atlanta circuit. The red lights are on, the driver's waiting for that green light. The green light goes on and away they go. And it's a good start from Yeltainen at the front there from pole position. Straight away, Campbell Bassi coming in behind him, trying to use that draft early on into this turn one. It's a tricky turn one here. It's so easy to make a mistake around there. But so far, oh, we've got one car off. Who is that who's running wide? In fact, losing control. That is
the 2 or 3 car
Carmo?
pile up back here. Yeah, there's Fabio Carmo, Shinya Machini. Actually, no, I take that back. Philippe Lebert is in it. He's off at turn 3. It's been an eventful lap on turn 1 here, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how it goes on for the rest of the lap, but it is still Yeltainen at the front with Campbell Bassi in second place. Gabe X in third with Jukka Savalainen in fourth place. Matt van Loosenholt just holding out his fifth place at the moment in that draft though. And well, those front 5 cars are slowly sort of making a breakaway from the start here. 1.4 seconds back then to Justin Brunner, who is up into 6th place. And well, high drama early on, but everyone's still running.
Everyone's still running. Several cars going to need repairs. Like you said, this top 5 has a breakaway, and they're actually going 2 by 2 for the top 4 spots going into the chicane here. I believe we're going to see Gabriel Merckx move up himself. Actually, no, he defends the 3rd spot. However, Ksem Bolboski was able to take over the lead here from Jarl Tinen on this first lap.
Yeah, absolutely. So after one lap, it's Campbell Bassi into the lead. Yeltainen in second place, Geiber Max in third, Matt van Loosenholt up to 4th place with Jukka Savalainen in 5th place, Justin Brunner in 6th, Justin Hopp in 7th place, Bruno Ducamo in 8th, Thomas Schmidt in 9th, and Nick Thiessen in 10th place. And well, Matt van Loosenholt, we've said he's Mr. Friday Night Primetime, but tonight it is the turn of other people, and Kem is certainly making the most of it. The Radicals Online driver out at the front at the moment, but we have got battles all the way through the field. Of course, it's really tight in this Formula Renault series. Paolo Corso has been quite close there going into start this lap. Mark Usher is pretty close as well. In fact, losing control of the car and into another one. Who was that he hit? I think it was Joel Guez.
That was Joel Guez in the Vortex car. They just touched wheels and, or actually no, one of them got on in the grass and spun around and into Joel. That was
yeah, it was Mark Usher. Mark Usher who lost control, and well, we've seen it all time and again. It's so easy to make mistakes, but well, up at the front, Yeltainen has taken the lead back again, and it's just showing that slipstream down the back straight. It's making the difference there down towards the chicane at 10. It does make a huge difference in this car.
Yeah, and Martin van Loosenhoort's actually gotten up into 3rd. He made a fantastic move on Gabriel Merckx going into the chicane. Was on the outside for the first part of it. Was able to hold.
Ken Bassi lost control there into the S's. He's cut across the course, and that's going to allow Martin van Loosenhoort to go down the inside. He'll have a slowdown penalty, which he'll have to serve. He's trying to hold on to that 3rd place, which it looks like he has done, but that was a big moment there for Ken. And Loosenhoort! What on earth has happened there? He's made contact with others as well.
I think Martin there just got on the curb in front, and he got on onto the grass, and the car just came out from under him. The car basically just bounced coming off the curb, and he just lost the back end.
Yeah, so it's so easily done there, because it is bumpy on the exit there of that corner, and well, Matt van Loosenhoort, he's not going to be winning this one today, so we are going to have a new winner here on Friday Night Primetime, and at the moment, Yeltainen is the man who's out front 2.5 seconds, but this battle for second and the battle behind as well, as they're going into the chicane. And well, you've got Justin Hopp there and Justin Brunner as well. Bruno De Carmo's on the back of these guys as well, and they're all battling away for 5th, 6th and 7th. But certainly that back straightaway is where to make those moves. But at the front, Yeltainen is making the most of it. He's trying to make a breakaway. He's down the inside into turn 1. That's Bruno De Carmo on Justin Brunner.
And he's going to have the inside line here for turn 3 as well, and this is where it narrows up, coming down into the S's. I believe they make a little bit of contact. However, Bruno De Carmo is able to hold it. And actually behind, who's that behind? Is that Nick Thiessen making a fantastic move to move himself up a spot as well on Thomas Schmidt?
Yeah, absolutely. So Thyssen upper place as well. So we have got drama in this iRacing Formula Renault 2.0 series here at Road Atlanta. We're only on to lap 4 already, so plenty of action still to go for this. But yeah, the big talking point, Matt van Loosenholt out of this race. As we have also got Mark Usher and Joel Guez, as we saw out this race. Up near the front though, Campbell Bassey is losing a position there to Gabe MX, who runs through on the slipstream into the chicane and through, and behind them Bruno De Carmo was battling away with Justin Brunner as well. Justin Brunner making it back past Bruno De Carmo.
Yeah, that's the way this track can go, this back straightaway. If you're at the head of the field, at the head of a train, you can just get absolutely robbed. Some of them. They're going to go 3 wide in turn 1. They think better of it. I believe that was Shinya, or I'm not sure who that was. Someone eyed the inside there and thought better of it. Going up into turn 3 though, they're practically going to be 2 by 2 here. And on the outside, I believe that's Nick Thyssen on the outside, thinking about making a move. Wasn't able to make it work though.
Yeah, he didn't make it work, but he's slotted in behind, and that's just lost them a little bit of ground there on Justin Hopp there up in 5th place. But out the front, Jarl Tynan, 4.3 seconds ahead, so he's really made the most of all these mistakes from others, and he's taken a claim for this race win so far. As we've got a spinner.
I think it's Bruno De Carmo.
Yeah, Bruno De Carmo there, losing control, so easily done on the exit there, and here we go, we've got Nick Thyssen on the back there, well, pulling out there on Justin Brunner, and he's going to go past down this back straight. Once again, the slipstream and just that extra speed showing to go down the straight towards the chicane. As we've got cars behind as well, battling. Matt Perez is involved there. Bruno De Carmo, of course, we saw having that half spin, and ahead of Bruno is Lionel Gamet. But Gamet is through, and look at that round the outside on the exit of the chicane. Matt Perez, so Bruno De Carmo losing yet another place.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and you know, we see all this battling all the way up and down through the field, from 2nd down to about 8th or 9th on the grid, you know, throughout the whole top 10. Who's absolutely fantastically happy to see this. Jarl Tynan in 5 laps rather, stretched out a 4.6 second lead. Some of these guys that are running further down the field, you know, they're getting to the point where they more or less need to just, you know, they need to hold station and not fight with each other, because the more and more they fight, the farther and farther he's just going to run off into the distance.
Absolutely, so we've got about 3 different battle packs going on as Thomas Schmidt makes it past Justin Brunner on the exit there of 5 into 6. So Schmidt making it ahead, and now I'm going to have a look at Nick Thyssen. You've got this 4-car battle at the front between Campbell Bassey, Jukka Silverleinen and Justin Hoppers. Once again, they're going side by side down that back straightaway, down towards the chicane. Jukka Silverleinen getting that position, so up to 3rd place there for him. So that's one battle pack. Then you've got Nick Thyssen, Thomas Schmidt, Justin Brunner there together with Lionel Gamet, just trying to hold on to them at the back there, but he's got Matt Perez, Bruno De Carmo and Burkhard Mauring up with them. So all these battle packs going on down to 12th place. Certainly interesting racing, and it's where do you look next?
Yeah, the way it's been going, and you know, unfortunately these early incidents kind of thinned out the field a little bit. But however, like you said here, from Nick Thyssen to P6, really down to about P13, it is basically just a train of cars, 6 or 7 cars, all line astern as they now come down through the S's and down the short back straightaway from turn 5 to turn 6. With the draft here, it's going to bunch these guys up, and yeah, it is. You know, this is going to be a fantastic battle here through this mid pack for the rest of this race, I feel.
Well, Gabe MX has made a little bit of a break from that battle for 3rd place, so Jukka Silverleinen and Campbell Bassey and Justin Hopp all together, but they're all spreading out a little bit there between those 3. But it's this battle behind that's going on. Nick Thyssen and Thomas Schmidt. Look at how close Thomas Schmidt is under the slipstream, but not able to get close enough. And everyone, well, we've got side by side Bruno De Carmo and Burkhard Mauring. So Burkhard Mauring moving up another place there. He's gone from 19th to 12th in this race. Also, quick shout out Nick Thyssen.
That's 19th to 11th, actually.
19th to 11th, sorry, yeah. Nick Thiessen, 15th to 6th in this race, so great work from him as we've got side-by-side going into turn 1, Justin Brunner and also Matt Perez and Lionel Gamet. We're getting a bit close there, but able to squeeze through was Matt Perez, so Gamet losing 2 places there.
Yeah, that's an absolutely sketchy place to go side by side. Anyone who has run Road Atlanta before in any cars knows that run from turn 1 up to turn 2 and 3, it gets narrow quick, and to run side by side there can be rather brave, and it can end in a disaster. Great driving from those two to get it done cleanly.
We've got 15 laps remaining. It's Jarl Tynan at the front there, 5.5 seconds ahead of Gaber Mex. Third place is Jukka Savalainen with Justin Hopp in 4th. Ken Bolabasi in 5th place with Nick Thiessen attacking Kem actually. And he's going side by side down that back straight, and once again using that draft, getting that extra speed going down the back straight, and makes it count. And Kem is just slowly going backwards in this race. He had that moment at turn 3, and he's been going backwards since then, but now Nick Thiessen up to 5th place, Kem down to 6th with Thomas Schmidt in 7th, Matt Perez in 8th, Justin Brunner in 9th, Lionel Gamet in 10th place at the moment. Bruno De Carmo going side by side as well across the line here, trying to get back past Marin. And Marin got that inside line into turn 1. We're going to run him a little bit wide, but gives him the space. A little good bit of respect shown there between the drivers, and well, Bruno De Carmo just choosing to get out of it for the time being into 3.
Yeah, definitely good, smart driving there from Bruno, knowing that was going to be a brave move he's going to make it, and probably one that wouldn't work. But yeah, up at the front, you were talking about Kem dropping back here. I think it's just part of the fact of being the front car in a train of cars. We're going to watch here. He's going to actually have the draft on Nick, although he's dropped off the back, and he's going to be under attack from Thomas Schmidt here. So Nick might have been able to get away here from Kem over this lap. It's going to be interesting to see, and I don't think he's going to be actually close enough to use the draft here going down this back straightaway. He's going to need to be watching the mirrors for Thomas Schmidt, who's going to be probably all over the back, if not possibly pulling side by side going down in the braking zones of the chicane.
Oh, and here he comes. Look at that. Thomas Schmidt looking one way, then diving down the inside to the other, through into that place. We've got side by side behind as well. Burkhard Maring has made his way back past Bruno De Carmo, going sideways through the first part of that turn 10 chicane. And well, he's going to have to go defensive. There's got a better exit there, but around 11 and 12, no way through for Bruno, but he's got the better run now. Down towards turn 1, Bruno looking to the wide. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide, are they? Into turn 1, no, they're not for the time being. Justin Brunner choosing against it. Bruno De Carmo is off. I think there was a little bit of contact that time, and Bruno keeps it out of the wall there, but he's now down to 14th place, and he could lose another place if he's not careful here.
Yeah, that's definitely just good, hard fighting, and that's sometimes what it gets. It's actually behind Pedro Moraz is actually on the grass going through the S's. And we're seeing some fantastic battling happening here with this long back straight. On the talk of Sem Boloboski, he's coming onto the back straightaway again right now. He's held closer to Thomas Schmidt than he was to Nick Thiessen last lap. However, he's dropping back again, and Mark Perez has an absolutely huge run going down the back straightaway right now. I'm not sure if Kem Boloboski, he might have damage, or he simply just might have his car with a ton of downforce to get through the S's quickly. But he has not been racy at all down this back straightaway since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is a place for Mark Perez there, so up to 7th place now for him. Ken Bolabasi down to that 8th place, so second down to 8th there for him. And we've certainly seen some movers and shakers in this race so far. Justin Brunner is close up behind Lionel Gamet, but really taking that wide line into that first corner, using 3 inch of road possible, trying to carry as much speed as possible through there into this turn 3. It's a blind apex there.
Oh, we got a spin! Yeah, is that Kem? Yeah, it's Kem, no.
No, it's not Kem, it's Thomas Schmidt.
Yeah, Thomas Schmidt spun going through turn 3 of the S.
Oh, and he's got damage, I think.
Oh, yeah, he hit that wall hard. I think he just caught the curb at turn 3. I think the car just bounced on him, and then the rear end was just... Oh, actually, no.
Turn 4.
Yeah, turn 4, he caught the curb, and it just spat that car out into the wall.
And it's so easily done there as well, just hit that curb wrong in one of these Formula cars. Maybe doesn't affect something like a GT car as much around this track, but in these small Formula cars it costs you big time, and Thomas Schmidt has found out the hard way.
Yeah, he certainly can.
going down the back straightaway there. Sorry there, Randy. Matt Perez has got Ken Boltmassi behind him, and Ken, even though he's in the draft there, he wasn't catching up to Mark. So obviously must be running a lot more downforce, a lot more wing than the rest of the field, and it's harming Ken through this race. Although at the moment Lionel Gamay is just staying behind for the time being, half a second between those two. But out the front still, Jaltainen now, get this, 8 seconds ahead of second place man Gaber Mex, with Jukka Savalainen in third place. With Justin Hopp now, he's only 0.8 of a second behind. He's maybe sniffing a podium position here, as we've got more issues. Burkhard Mehring, what's happened to him? He's had a spin.
Oh!
He just lost it going into 3. He's hit the curb at 3, and then he's lost the back end. Kept it out the wall though, so well done there from Burkhard. But down to 17th place now for Burkhard.
Yeah, this is similar to what happened to Thomas. That was actually what I thought happened to Thomas initially. He caught the curb and it just spat the rear end of the car out. Although fantastic job keeping it off the wall. That can be tough to do there. But yeah, looking it back up out the front, you know, we don't have Martin Van Leuvenhoort in this race anymore. But Jarl Tina's doing a pretty good impression of him, the way he's able to just check out right now. Gaber Mex and Yuka about, like you said, second and a half off. And Justin Hoop's only, again, about another 7 or 8 tenths off. He's actually brought that gap down considerably well. And Nick Thyssen might be able to reel in that pairing as well. But for the most part, this top 5 here or third through, the top 2 are relatively sorted. Third through 5th is still hotly contested, though.
And
we're still seeing... Go ahead.
I would say we've had Lionel Gamay make it past Kem now this time by, so that back straightaway really harming Kem in this race. But yeah, Lionel Gamay up to 7th place now.
Absolutely fantastic drive from him. Started 13th up to 7th. The big mover right now, I think, is Nick Thyssen. Started 15th, been able to work his way up this field up to 5th place. Absolutely fantastic driving from him as they come now onto the back straight. And Justin Brunner actually has a run on Kem already as they head down into turn 5. It's not even the back straightaway. I think Kem either has damage or he's just not very good in the draft. We've been seeing, even when he's in the draft behind another car, the trap speeds are actually identical between Kem and the car ahead. So Kem is very, very poor in a straight line right now.
Yes, Kem going down that back straight once again. Here comes Justin Brunner this time by. He's going to take that place, and Kem is going to fall down to 9th place. Although Justin Brunner struggling to get past there, so maybe Justin running a little bit more wing as well, but finally making it past into the chicane, up into the 8th place for Justin this time by. Philip Leibert was battling away with Burkhard Mehring, and they're side by side going down the back straight. Philip Leibert has got a little bit of damage on the front wing, and that'll be affecting his car, but as they're going
we got a spin in front of them. Paulo Curso just in front of them got half spun by
Philip Leibert's round and hit the wall.
Oh,
it's all happening. He's just got on the power too soon and sent the back end round and hit hard into that bridge parapet. So that's going to be pretty much his race over and done with. But yeah, Paulo Curso as well having a spin. Randy, where do we look? Because it's just all happening today.
I know, we look at someone who's having an incident. I was watching that battle and I noticed the two of them battling in front of them, and that's when we saw, I can't remember who it was, Baslav almost got put around, and then just as I was talking about that, he got, the car behind Philip Leibert got thrown into the wall. It's happening everywhere.
Absolutely, it's a survival of the fittest, I think, today. We've got 9 laps remaining in this race, so still time for moves to be happening, although this field has spread out a little bit at the moment now. Bruno De Carmo is the closest one for the time being. He's up in the slipstream now of Pedro Moraes, and he's going to go past down into the chicane. And Bruno, well, he slots back in front of him, and that's up a position up to 12th place now after starting in 10th.
Yeah, good recovery drive by Bruno after that early off-track sequence we saw there earlier. But he's definitely going to want to get himself moved up. However, he's got a several second gap to the cars ahead that he'll have to try to figure out how to reel back in. So that's going to be rough for him. Actually, someone else is actually having a fantastic drive is Shinya Michimi. He started 23rd without a qualifying time, which I believe is dead last, and he's currently up into 10th place.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic work from the Radicals Online driver as he comes through turn 5 there. And well, 10th place. It's a good run so far for him. He's 2.4 seconds behind Kem Balakbasi, so maybe Kem could just keep his head down now and just concentrate on the car in front and just maybe try and keep with those guys in front of him. But going down this back straight again, he's losing time on Justin Brunner. He's only just started now, gaining a little bit of the slipstream, but even so, he's not really gaining on the car in front, so he must be running more wing.
Yeah, there's something with that car, either the downforce levels, or he's got damage that we're just simply not seeing. Possibly mechanical, the engine. He may have hurt something there, but yeah, absolutely not going the way down the back straightaway that Kem Balakbasi would want it to see. Looking back up towards the front, though, Nick Thyssen and Justin Hope and Jukka Savalainen, this battle has started to heat up a little bit. They're not quite to each other yet, but it's only about 3/4 to a half, 3/4 of a second to a full second between each car. So there's going to be something here as we come down to the last 4, 5, 6 laps of this event that I think is going to heat up here, Paul.
Absolutely, I can tell you who is close. Paolo Acurso and Bas Slob, they're together with each other coming through 3 and into 4. Paolo Acurso making the move on Bas Slob there in that one. And you also have Bruno De Carmo still battling away with Pedro Moraes. They are battling over that 12th place, with Pedro making it back past on that last lap. So, well, Bruno De Carmo having to maybe try and use the slipstream down this back straight as they are together. But Bas Slob, Paolo Acurso and Burkhard Maring now, they're all pretty close together. 3 cars together, and that is a battle over 14th place for Paolo Acurso. He's got Bas Slob in that draft.
Try to interrupt up in front. Bruno De Carmo made a move on Pedro Moraes going down on the chicane just now.
Yeah, so his position's changing there, and positions possibly changing behind here, although Bas Slob having to go into the outside line because Paolo Acurso holding that inside line, and that's allowing Burkhard Maring, who we saw, of course, battling towards the front of the field until that big spin at turn 3. And well, he's having to try and make his way back through once again. He started in 19th and had made it quite a bit of way up the field, but now battling away for that 15th place from Bas Slob as they're going to go side by side into 3. And Burkhard Maring just showing that superiority, just sicking it down the inside there, and Bas Slob not a lot he could do there.
Yeah, certainly a very, very good job there. And actually, something I want to watch here, they come down the back straight. The battle between teammates of Shinya Michimi and Kem Balakbasi, they come down the back straightaway. Kem's been about half a second per lap slower or more. We've seen him been slow down the back straight all race long. Shinya, I believe, is basically just going to make this look easy on his teammate. Kem will probably just give him the position.
And Nick Thiessen has made it up into 4th place, so ahead of Justin Hop there. But as you say, Kem Balakbasi just relieving Shinya Mishimi for that position, so Mishimi up to 9th place, Kem down to 10th place now, but yeah, change of 4th place there. Nick Thiessen up there up to 4th now.
Absolutely great drive by Nick. Like we said, Nick started 15th up to 4th, up 11 spots, and currently that car ahead of Jukka Savalainen is close enough that it should be scary for him, and he needs to kind of watch the mirrors. If Nick starts getting some good pace, then actually I believe there's some lap traffic ahead of Jukka. Yeah, there is if Gabriel Mex. Actually, no, I take that back. Gabriel Mex running second. What am I talking about?
It's alright, it's fine. We've got 5 laps remaining, that's what we can tell you. And it is Jarl Tynan at the front with Gabriel Mex in 2nd, Jukka Savalainen in 3rd with Nick Thiessen in 4th, Justin Hop in 5th with Matt Perez in 6th, Lionel Game in 7th place, just dropping off the back of there of Matt Perez, with Justin Brunner within a second there in 8th place, 9th place Shinya Mishimi, and 10th place Kem Balakbasi. But Balakbasi now is going to slowly start coming under pressure from John Allett behind for the 11th place. And well, he's not going to get past this time by, but you would think in the next lap or so that John Allett will be pushing for that 10th place in this race.
Yeah, certainly, and really coming to 4 or 5 laps to go, or excuse me, 3 or 4 laps to go here to the end of this event. Kem not only has John to get by, because it's almost certain John will just blow by on the straightaway, he also has to worry about getting involved with this battle between Bruno De Carmo and Pedro, that's actually spread out a little bit, but Bruno De Carmo, I think, will catch Kem as well. So Kem basically has to drive his mind out to make sure he doesn't get reeled in by Bruno here. Otherwise, I mean, Bruno's running 17.6s, Kem's running 18.3s.
And Shinya Mishima has made it past up into 8th place because of a mistake by Justin Brunner. Justin Brunner ran wide into turn 1, I believe it was. Yes, it was. He went over the curb onto the grass. Justin Brunner did a fantastic job to hold on to the car, to keep it pointing to the straight line. But Mishima has made an advantage of that, and so too did Lionel Gamay.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic driving, and Kem's going to be happy to see this. Even though there's no way he's going to get by, just having those cars giving him a draft ahead is going to allow him to hold off John Allett maybe for the duration of this lap. We're going to actually have to see if Allett does have a run. Let's say if he throws it up the inside of Kem, he's close enough that he could probably do it, but he decides not to. And that's great news for him, because the longer that it takes John Allett to get around means that it'll be an extra lap that Bruno de Carmo isn't chasing down Kem. It's actually Bruno de Carmo's having trouble through the chicane. What's happened to Bruno here? Bruno was almost spinning through the chicane. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, it's certainly losing control there. Getting a bit of a twitch coming out of there. The back end running his step out, and that's lost him the position there to Pedro Moraes. So that battle had spread out a bit. Well, they're back together again, and Pedro is ahead in 12th place. But it's this battle here for this 8th place. Shinya Mishima, Justin Brunner, Campbell Bassi and John Allett all together playing it out for 8th place. And you don't want to be running too wide over that curb on the exit of turn 5. There's some bumps there. We saw Martin van Loosenhoorn losing control there. But certainly these drivers still battling hard. And it's going to be difficult for Shinya, because he's at the front of this group. He's the one cutting the hole in the air. And it's Justin Brunner in the 9th place that has the opportunity here. He's half a second behind at the moment, but he's in that draft going down the back straight.
Yeah, it's going to be a toss-up here whether or not Justin is quite close enough to get this done. And Jarl cheated up at the front, crosses the line, and it's going to bring us to 2 laps to go. And Justin Brunner not quite close enough, although Kem Bolabowski did get passed by John Allett there. So we see Kem continuing to fall down. Pedro Moraes is about 3 to 4 seconds back here. And I'm not sure if Pedro will be able to reel in Kem here in the closing stages of this race.
You would think that would be, barring any mistake by Kem, that would be the last place that he loses here, because it's going to be a tall order to catch up best part of 3 seconds in 2 laps. But certainly it can be done in this car, and as we've seen, there's been plenty of mistakes in this car, as there was a car just pulled over to the side there.
Yeah, I think he was just giving way.
Just giving space, yeah. So good work from the back.
Though he's off pace, and he might be in front of Pedro here. Actually, Jürgen will probably pull out of the way here. Let's see. Yeah, he basically into the space. That didn't. Never mind. I'm just creating drama.
Well, I mean, once those first few weeks of the Formula Renault, we had drama all the way through. And these last couple of weeks, they've just sort of come to a calm conclusion. By the way, the lead, Yaltainen's got us 13.2 seconds at the moment. That is unbelievable. But Bruno de Carmo is the man who's in the slipstream here, going down the back straight. He got the battles ahead as well, although Kem isn't quite close enough. So Bruno de Carmo pulling out to the right here, wanted to make it past Pedro Moraes into that chicane, but late braking from Pedro there. Going to take the wider line. There is Bruno coming through there into 11. This blind crest there as he plunged down the hill there into 12. Absolutely
Bruno's going to have a run into 1.
Yeah,
he's looking at the inside.
Yeah, so he's going for the inside into turn 1. Bruno, can you be later on the brakes? Oh, let's all get a bit close there. But giving each other room is Pedro. And through they go. And we are on the last lap, of course. Yaltainen is already on the back straight. That's how far ahead he is. He's in the lead. Gaber Max is in 2nd place. Jukka Savalainen is in 3rd, with Nick Thiessen in 4th at the moment, with Justin Hopp in 5th place. So no real movers there. John Allett is pretty close there. And well, it's going to be close between him and Justin Brunner, and also Ken Bolabassi at the back there. But as we're coming through now, through the final turn here, Yaltainen, he's not had a lot to do here. He's been out the front and he wins this race. Well done to him, the first different winner, the Friday night prime time here on Racespot TV and iRacing Live. Fantastic work there. But Allett, well, he's got Ken Bolabassi with him, and also Justin Brunner. In fact, he's made it past Justin Brunner, and well, Pedro Moraes and Bruno De Carmo side by side through the chicane on through 11, and Bruno De Carmo is going to make it through round the final corner they go, and Bruno De Carmo is going to finish in 12th place. So well done from him to get that at the end there. And well, that's pretty much all the battling that's gone on there. We're just waiting for the last couple of drivers to come through. Bas Slob made it ahead of Burkhard Mehring on that last lap, so something's happened to Mehring on that last lap. But yeah, well, I'll tell you what happened to Mehring. He had his spin down at turn 7, so that's what happened to him. So yeah, everyone seems to have finished this race, and well, we had plenty of drama there, but one man who didn't have drama out at the front, Jaltainen. He finished 14 seconds ahead of second place man Gaber Mex. Then Jukka Savalainen finished in 3rd place, just ahead of Nick Thiessen. Justin Hopp in 5th place, with Mark Perez in 6th place, only second between those two. Then a bit of a gap back to Lionel Gamay, who only just finished a second ahead of Shinya Mashimi, who was pretty close company behind, with John Allett, Justin Brunner, rounding out your top 10. Then Ken Bolotbasi started in 2nd place, dropped down to 11th place in the end after a mistake at turn 3 cost him some time. Bruno De Carmo finishing in 12th place with that battle between him and Pedro Moraes in 13th. 14th was Loa Curso. We saw have a couple of moments. Bas Slob, we saw battling away with him. He finished 15th with Burkhard Mehring. He'd done so well so early on in the race, but a couple of mistakes in that, towards the end there dropped him down to 16th. The last of the lead lap runners in 17th place was Fabio De Carmo. And then the cars laps down, Jürgen Frank, Philip Leibert, Thomas Schmidt, Mr. Friday Night Primetime himself. Well, I think I might have to take that title off of him. He finished in 21st, Martin van Lusnod, Mark Usher and Joel Guez together as well in the early laps. And well, Randy, that was it was an interesting race, plenty of battling going on throughout the field.
Yeah, certainly was. Coming to this one, I think we all knew it would be a pretty crazy race with the way that, I mean, it's just Road Atlanta, the way it always is. You see the S's with that tends to tighten cars up, and then you get to that back straightaway, and the draft definitely comes into play, and that's what we saw all race long. We got it confirmed, actually, that Justin Brunner and Ken Bolotbasi both had damage, which was what was holding it up down that back straightaway in terms of pace. But yeah, Road Atlanta, to me, is probably, you know, of all the tracks on the schedule, probably one of the best for racing.
Absolutely. And next week, of course, we head to the Nürburgring, but it's only the Grand Prix circuit. It's not the
only.
Only. It's a fantastic circuit to drive in this car, so we should see some great racing there, as always. And well, that's next week. But don't forget, tomorrow we have the iRacing World Championship Grand Prix Series at 1:30 here, and it's at Monza. Tomorrow, so you'll be joining Will Vincent, Rachel Whiteford and Johnny Simon for that one. And don't forget, next week, of course, I've also got the start of the Blancpain GT World Championship Series here on Racespot TV and iRacing Live. But well, from tonight, it's been some exciting racing, but Jaltainen is the man who certainly has taken the win by a storm. And that's all we've got for you on this broadcast. So from myself, Paul Smith, from Randy Chenworth, and from Hugo Lewis, it is good night. From here, all of us here at Racespot TV, streaming on iRacing Live, this has been Friday Night Primetime.